Welcome back to Indie Darlings.
What's up, guys? This is a very special episode because we actually have a guest we've been trying to get on the show for a while. Grayson McKim is here.
Okay. You disappointed me there. I forgot I am a guest, a
Really
recurring
exciting.
guest character.
We've been calling your people for a few months.
Really glad to be back on the show, yeah. My manager told me you contacted me, and I was disappointed, to say the least. I really didn't want to do this, but the money was there.
It's not
The
bad.
price was right, and we're here.
Because we are a nonprofit, technically.
We are a nonprofit, me being the guest, yeah.
Correct. Very excited to have you here. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, pleasure's all mine.
This is an exciting episode. We are going to be overviewing, reviewing, commenting on, dissecting,
subviewing,
sublimating,
all types of
masticating.
Wow, prognosticating.
Masticating could actually, like, digesting the film. That kind of makes sense.
That's what we should call ourselves.
Yeah. We're indie masticators.
That sounds a little bit on the edge.
We are talking about 2016's Swiss Army Man. Kind of the epitome of indie. I remember, like, the buzz around this movie, just seeing trailers, and it was like about as quirky as you can get, aesthetically and plot wise.
Well, it's like there's like, there's the sappy, emotional, like, devastating indie, and then there's like the how did this ever get made into a movie indie, and this is that category.
Yeah, but also kind of part of the first one too. There's some notes.
There's some I guess all indie has to be a little bit emotional.
I have a good fun fact on the emotional side of this film in a second. This film was written and directed by Daniels, which is the stage name of two gentlemen, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert.
One last name's probably better than the other.
Yeah, Scheinert. That's okay. Marry a woman with a nice last name.
Yeah.
So this is their first feature work, but they did have notoriety for directing one other piece of film that you will never guess. That really got me excited. I think they won awards for it, but it was the Lil Jon Turned Down for What music video, and that's real. That's real.
I can say that I have seen that one.
Yeah,
and they break through the floors, right? They just keep going down and invading new people's territory.
And something just occurred to me that totally tells why they made both of those things. We'll get to it in a second.
Okay.
If I remember that video correctly. So yes, the Daniels created this film. It stars Paul Dano as Hank.
Yes, which we dropped that name last week.
Yeah.
I wonder if you guys got this.
I think
got the guess.
Yeah, he's not really working anymore. I think he's mostly doing directing work, but I think he's one of those talented actors. When he's working.
Very good.
We also have Daniel Radcliffe in a very unique role.
Yeah.
And then some other minor characters to talk about. I'm going to give you the very brief IMDb summary of this film.
Okay.
This is even brief as IMDb summaries go, so we're going to have to go a little deeper. But IMDb says, a hopeless man stranded on a deserted island befriends a dead body, and together they go on a surreal journey to get home.
I like how the first half of that sentence took place over like 3 minutes of the movie.
You're kind of right.
The second half.
That's
that is like the premise.
Just the initial setup, yeah. So Paul Dano is our hopeless, stranded man. Daniel Radcliffe is our corpse.
Our knight in shining armor. Comes in to save the day.
Let's just jump into this. What are your overview, your thoughts, your general thoughts?
My prognostication has to be. I enjoyed it very thoroughly. I was confused thoroughly at moments throughout the film, and I did not think that it would resolve well in the end, just because I didn't think you could connect farts to any sort of theme.
Sure.
But then they did, and I was absolutely blown away. Sort of a pun intended. But yeah, the ending was just like, damn it. It was the indie like, ooh, right in the heart, like something meaningful just happened. It just happened to involve Daniel Radcliffe flatulating.
Yeah.
Just beyond words.
This is good, actually, because we're going to have some conflict here.
Okay.
Because I think the first half of the movie is far superior to the second half, actually.
Okay.
So,
Oh, indie conflict. Indie conflict.
Lots
Get
of
the
conflict
warning on
among
the screen.
darlings.
Where's our sound designer?
We're gonna be practicing passive aggression for the next 2 weeks or so, and then we'll be fine.
2 weeks, you mean we're going to record this for, this is going to be a 48-hour, a 416-hour, I don't think that's the right math.
Just some other basic info. Budget, just over $2 million. That felt about right. I think they were very creative with their set design. We'll get to that as well. Made over $4 million.
Forest.
That's a pretty respectable, successful
Yeah.
indie film. Yeah, like I said, I also enjoyed this film quite a bit. I thought it gets a little weird towards the end in terms of pacing and kind of just meandering storylines. But
Gotcha.
the things I like about this film, I think are like elite. Like I think there's really, really good parts of this film.
Oh, you're describing yourself as an elite film viewer. I'm an elite, therefore my opinion is valid, kind of a thing.
I was implying that, but now that you said that out loud,
it kind of takes away from it. I'm
jackass
sorry.
now.
All right, that's going to be edited out. Don't worry about that.
How about I'm just gonna start with the first scene because
Okay.
that does set the stage.
Yeah.
You need to know that background. So we have a lovely first scene of Paul Dano about to hang himself.
A really, really long rope.
Yeah,
That was an image that stuck. Like it's probably what, a 5-story, like 3 to 5 story rope.
yeah. It was
connected.
clearly for aesthetic reasons. He wanted to
Yes.
like be in the middle of this gorgeous cliffside
like
thing,
overhang.
which I get as a last hurrah, make it look good.
Yeah.
Um,
On a desert island that no one's coming to.
Yeah, so he's about to hang himself. We assume he's been lost for some time. We never know exactly how the time scale works in this.
He's bearded,
movie. He's
but
bearded.
yeah. No, I think we were trying to figure that out while we were watching it, and we thought it was like a few weeks at first,
Yeah.
and then it seemed like
That's
years.
another semi-critique
Okay.
I have later, but we'll get into that. Just as he's about to hang himself, he sees a dead body wash ashore, who is Daniel Radcliffe.
What a dead body.
What a dead body. And he kind of thinks this is some sign, or thinks he's being saved on his deathbed, essentially. He runs to the body to investigate, sees it's a dead corpse, and then we just get a cacophony of flatus.
Is that a word?
Flatus is
Flatus.
a word, yeah.
Indie Darlings, word of the day, flatus. I did not know that.
Yeah, this corpse is just filled to the brim with gas.
And a bit over the top, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Infinitely.
A mystical amount, I would say.
Yeah.
And so right off the bat, we get just fart jokes.
Yep.
Immediately. So that sets the tone. And I read an interview, and the directors essentially said, we just wanted to set the bar as low as possible to start out, so that the rest will seem a little more highbrow.
See, if I had gone to see this in the theater, I definitely would have appreciated that more than I did now, because I've heard good things about it. So I didn't expect, I expected more from it at the beginning, which almost made it worse. But yeah, shouldn't be judged like that.
Yeah. So initially, Hank is hopeless. He wanted to be rescued, but this is just a dead body. But he soon finds that this man, this tool-like man,
yes,
can be used to his benefit. And we first see that with Hank riding Manny, Daniel Radcliffe, like a weird, fleshy jet ski powered by farts.
Yeah. I also wanted to interject. They did call him the multi-purpose man, right? That was the joke.
The film's called the multi-purpose man.
Or no, that's what in the movie itself they called him the
I think you're
man.
right.
Yeah.
We should just go through alternate titles.
Yeah. Well, that's how you. That's
Jack of all trades man.
Yeah. What did you do?
Renaissance man.
German Navy woman.
German Navy woman.
That's what we did last week.
That's a sequel potentially.
We're writing.
What were you feeling in the first 10 minutes or so of this movie?
See, I thought it was funny that you mentioned the pacing being off at the end, because just to be as contentious as possible with you, because this really needs to be like a me versus you kind of thing. I was so confused by the pacing. Just not for any particular like negative impact. It was just you see Danny Radcliffe's body, you expect him to save Paul Dano like he's expecting, and then he goes to hang himself, and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess I give up. And then that kind of set me in the like mood of just giving up on the movie.
Okay.
But then as soon as he got back, it was like, okay, and it's starting now. I just had to reset myself. So again, not really a bad
That's
thing. It's just
fair.
it's an indie movie. It has to do weird things with pacing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So
And I think just in terms of speed, I think the cuts are a little faster at the beginning. We get some more drawn out shots at the end. It's a little more
artsy. Yeah,
a
it's
little
not meant to be
meandering.
artsy.
Yeah, we'll get to it. When I don't know how to talk about something, I'll say we'll get to it, and we won't address it later.
Yeah.
It's a nice device.
It's a nice,
Um,
it's a nice jewel.
I'm going to briefly just do 2 or 3 more scenes that I really like, so
Alright.
you can chime in to get some more context to the film. Basically, the course of this movie is Hank forming this friendship, this love for the corpse, for Manny, and teaching him about what it means to be alive and what life looks like. Because Manny can do some human things, but has lost his memory.
Some superhuman things. Yeah, no memory.
Yeah. So another scene I liked is the first time Manny speaks. This is when they're in a cave.
Oh yeah.
Hank's kind of despairing. He needs water. Things are really looking bleak. Manny lets out a hey buddy. Just a nice opening line. Just a friendly guy. Hank punches him in the face. And then we shortly find out that Manny can provide fresh water for Hank.
Yes.
Via his mouth.
His mouth, yeah.
I thought it'd be fun if we could try
doing that right now.
If we could get all the things Manny's used for. All the features of this Swiss Army man.
Gotcha.
Let's alternate.
Okay, starts with flatulence, of course.
Yeah. We'll put that as one. Yeah.
Okay.
Using his mouth to provide fresh water to Hank.
Compass erections.
Compass erection, which is a huge
classic
one. Actually, I would talk about this now. In the Turn Down for What music video, doesn't he have like an opposable boner that moves around?
That sounds right.
I think that's right, and that's amazing. That's their thing.
Wow, that's their MO.
Yeah. And I just realized that just now. I'll have to rewatch that.
It's not a very versatile thing, but I guess it is.
But I would never get tired of that calling card.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's
like
it seemed to have played a significant role in both films.
Give me a film that wouldn't be improved by a boner with its own mind. Yep.
Yeah, I'm stumped.
Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. That's a very different film.
Yeah.
Okay, you got the boner. You got the boner.
I got the boner.
Shooting a grappling hook out of his mouth to escape a little valley.
Are you going to include just general shooting things out of his mouth?
I think so, because he can also function as a gun, kind of.
Yeah. I want to say that his his teeth were used to like open a bottle or
so. That's actually my favorite use. Okay. And this was Daniel Radcliffe's idea. Oh. Is for Manny's teeth to be used for Hank to shave with.
That's right.
So he's just running his teeth down his cheek.
I forgot that was great.
I really enjoyed that.
Way to go, Daniel Radcliffe.
And the other one I think I can think of is the chopping. You can break just about anything. I'm sure there's more.
There's so like in all the montage scenes.
Yeah.
Where there's literally a song called Montage that plays in the background that is a high-pitched man saying montage over and over again.
I have extended lyrics written down here, and I'm very excited to share them with you. I think I could genuinely do an hour-long podcast about the soundtrack of this film. We're gonna get to that, but
incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Next, I'll tell you right now, this is my favorite scene of the film.
I'll probably hate it.
Right.
For no reason.
By the wide margin.
You like it?
I haven't quite figured out why I like it so much. I think it's kind of off-putting when films kind of half-ass their weirdness and they just do it to seem quirky or maybe like get a new audience.
Like I'm a quirky girl kind
yeah,
of
we're
movie.
just like it's just like a cringe because you can feel them trying.
Yeah.
But this movie just goes so far on the weird scale right off the bat that it's endearing immediately, and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
the rest of the
they've
film.
gone.
So
yeah,
I wrote down this scene in detail just because it's batshit crazy, and I wanted to remember everything.
okay, good. Go for it.
Okay, just to set this up, as part of Hank's education of Manny of the life, he's talking to Manny about his experience with a girl, Sarah, who he knows from real life. Doesn't really know, but he watches her get on the bus every day. He's on some level in love with her. He's never spoken to her. And he's trying to teach Manny what those feelings of love feel like for a corpse. So he constructs a bus out of trash and raw materials.
A surprising amount of it, yeah.
It's glorious. Again, I think the set design is amazing. There's so many fun, quirky.
Yeah, there's always a little
sets.
A little bit of fun.
But in this scene, Hank is showing Manny what it feels like to listen to music and look out the window by sticking pencil erasers stuck to wires in his ears and running a reel of garbage-composed scenes of landscapes behind a sheet of glass, as you do. Love that. Super creative. Then we see Hank in drag as Sarah come walking onto the bus with a shot that I decided it looks like Spike Jonze and J.J. Abrams jerk each other off on screen. It's like just a fat lens flare.
So wait, Spike Jonze?
Spike Jonze directed Her and Where the Wild Things Are.
Gotcha.
This movie is super like Spike Jonze influenced. But I love it. It's the most tasteful lens flare I've ever seen. It's glorious.
Tasteful lens flare.
Now Hank starts massaging the back of Manny's neck to simulate like tingling of love. Oh,
yeah.
Then he licks his fucking hands and just starts smearing them on Manny's face to simulate nervous sweating. Which is just great. It's all
it's one of those, they went there.
And then Sarah, as played by Hank, as played by Paul Dano, walked down the bus aisle to an a cappella version of the Jurassic Park theme.
God, I forgot about how much was going on in that scene.
I passed out from ecstasy at that point.
Yeah, that was just like a abstract weirdness bomb.
Yeah, they just went for it. They were like, we're gonna really try
like
to be
8 weird things going
on. Yeah, I love that. There's tons of other scenes. Any come to your mind you particularly like? I gotta drop my phone every episode.
Yeah. Also, 2 things. It's really hot. On the second, we should move this down so they can't see the fan. The fan just giving you a migraine in the background.
It's a little editing trick.
Yeah. Have to go to film school for that one. The scene where they fall in the water and have their little gay love affair, and then Paul Dano puts a cork in his butt to prevent the flatten. What is the word?
A flatus is a singular.
A singular.
Part, yeah.
The numerous flat eye, I guess, is the
multi. Yeah, that sounds good.
And you see that rise to the top to demonstrate that they're having anal intercourse. That was really a great suggestive tone. And
wait, I don't think I got that.
You didn't? Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, when they fall into the water, they're like, have gone super far into the wilderness. They fall off a bridge into the water, and they have this, the love interaction or whatever, and they look at each other and they realize that they've been looking for each other the whole time or whatever, and then they're like doing their like kissy thing, and then it cuts to the top of the water, and then you just see the cork float to the top.
Oh, I don't know if that insinuates anal sex.
On.
Well, because he's using him as a breathing apparatus. It's another use. He's sucking air from inside Manny so he can breathe underwater.
So the cork just falls out calm. Give me this. You have to give me this.
I think it's because of the pressure differential of Hank sucking air out. It creates a low to high zone.
You're a homophobe now. Sorry. Scandal's out now, guys.
Okay, great call. That is a good scene.
Either way, if you choose to believe the correct person or Colin, the scene was good.
I was gonna say, I think every scene has a deeper anal sex meaning.
There's you're right.
Of any movie.
it's a little bit more contentious, but
No.
also agreeable. Yeah. I like that one. I think I was definitely having like a little bit of the sweats when he was like we're taking Daniel Radcliffe's body at the very end of the movie and running away from the paramedics.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what he's trying to do with him, trying to like live in the wilderness again. I was legitimately curious to see where that went because like at that point they just established they didn't care about like tropes or like
Yeah, maybe we should just talk about where things go towards the end.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to unpack there.
Because I would say it's like beginning is he meets Daniel Radcliffe and learns all of his crazy abilities that we listed. Middle is like him teaching Daniel Radcliffe how to be a human being.
Yeah.
And
then
like,
falling in love
with
yeah.
Sarah specifically.
But also
each other. Yeah. And then the end is they kind of have a falling out when he realizes that he's been tricking him into loving Sarah, who's also Paul Dano's love. Like it was never.
So the phone where we see Sarah appear as the lock screen for most of the film, Manny thinks it's his phone, and he thinks Sarah was someone in his life that he was interested in.
That's right.
But eventually, Hank confesses that Sarah is the girl he's interested in.
Yeah.
And I was about to say climax, but I'm not sure what the climax of this movie is.
Yeah.
Because there's
the bear.
I was gonna say the bear.
Doesn't really.
But for me, at least, there was like 3 different scenes where I thought it was gonna end before it did.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of one of my problems with pacing at the end. I still really enjoyed it.
The question is, will they find? The main question throughout the film is, will they find like civilization / Sarah's house? And then they do that, but it's entirely like it's not at all a tensionful moment. It's literally Paul Dano wakes up to Daniel Radcliffe carrying him to Sarah's house, right? It's literally just they're there all of a sudden.
We see quick note, little callback to last episode. The actress who plays Sarah is Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah.
The ex-wife of Riley Stearns. The director of the first film
that we watched together.
Say together, the all set difference. Yeah, that's a little fun tidbit.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Check her out.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead Stearns.
I'm gonna get it right. She was married Todd Lincoln in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, and nothing else. She's done nothing else. Don't worry about the rest of her career. Yeah, Hank carries Manny to the house. We see Sarah's daughter come out and acknowledge them. And this is important. Her daughter acknowledges Manny as alive, which no one else does.
That's right. Which is interesting. We can talk about that. Sarah's obviously freaked out. She doesn't know either of these guys. Especially considering that the erection compass, Daniel Radcliffe mistakenly he's basically a child, having been reborn. Just a horny child. And he's like, trying to prove to this little girl that he has powers. And, of course, the first that he shows is the erection compass. Not a good call. Turns out it's a bad call. Yeah. Very bad call. If the mother had been there to see that, that would have been it for the movie, really. But important note. Manny's going to get Me Too'd, I think, is what we're trying to say. Yeah. And, he's dead. So that's fine. You can't just, even undead people can be Me Too. So then we have, there's a lot that goes into this end. We have the paramedics show up, a news team. Hank's dad shows up. Yeah. And at first sees Manny in the body bag and assumes it's Hank and kind of loses his shit a little bit. He's like crying in the car. But then we see Hank emerge. He's talking kind of crazy. He's not making sense. Him and his dad have a very strange relationship. Yeah. We talk about that a little bit throughout the film. We don't get a whole lot of context. A little toxic. Yeah, toxic, a little distant, a little cold. And then we see Hank run with Manny to the beach, to the ocean. Yep. Where? What happens? It's the classic Western trope, they ride off into the sunset, but it's only Daniel Radcliffe, right? Yes. Well, yeah. So Paul Dano takes him to the sea, and Daniel Radcliffe starts flatulating once again, and eventually gets stronger and stronger, and everyone's like, it's the big wow moment. It's like when everyone realizes, wow, Paul Dano was telling the truth this whole time.
Well, the best part is the reaction of the people on the beach. It's like the paramedics and the news people are super disturbed. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Hank's dad is just like smiling slyly.
Understanding. Yeah.
I guess Sarah is doing the same thing, and Sarah's daughter. They're just like, oh,
yeah,
bye, buddy. It's like, that was cute.
That was really cute. I like to think Sarah has to get together with Henry after that. There's no way.
With Hank?
Or Hank, yeah. Oh yeah, I have to do my little.
I'm on no buttons so far yet. Give the people what they want. Okay, this is where some of my problems happened.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running when Hank leaves carrying Manny. They run down the hill, and there's all the constructions he's made, like right there, like 50 feet away from the house. So I don't know what's going on there. If they've just been chilling like right by a neighborhood, or And then the beach they go to is the beach they washed up on, and they just run back to that. So however much time they've been spent traveling from that original beach to the house.
Oh yeah, it's
space and time don't make a ton of sense.
Yes.
And I think part of that's intentional.
I was thinking about that earlier, and I think it has to do with the he has a compass erection, right? Yeah. So Swiss Army Man, like the whole time, like, well, he also has like telepathy abilities, right? Like he's like giving flashbacks to Hank.
Yeah.
At one point in the film. Right. So there's like clearly he's either super being. And so I think it makes sense that he knew that he was trying to get back to Sarah, so he took him as close to Sarah as he could get after he fainted or fell off on the whatchamacallit. Yeah, when they were farting around in the ocean.
Yeah. Okay. So your take is Manny is some kind of super being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And with that kind of comes like the ex machina, like he can control everything.
Yeah.
Like maybe he knew the whole time that Paul Dano had to go through this like personal change.
Yeah.
To, like, I don't know, get to the point where he can meet Sarah, but also it's like then he was playing dumb the whole time, and that kind of takes away from all of his character. So I don't think you can make that argument.
Okay.
Entirely.
Yeah.
But I think the first part of it isn't entirely unreasonable, where he took him near Sarah without knowing that Sarah was where he was taking him.
Okay, that's a way of explaining it. My take is just that it's all in Hank's head, so that just gives you basically creative license to do whatever.
Yeah, another.
I don't think Manny was real, I think he was a real corpse, but I don't think Hank left the first island. That was my take at the end, and
that's so
from what I've seen of what the directors have said, I think that's true.
But that's so cynical, because then he never, and also he farts off into the ocean at the end. Everyone sees it.
I think that's all hallucination. No, I really do. But it makes more sense. I reread the script because I really, really like the script. I think it's very good. I have some quotes in here. But as the film goes on, and as Manny's learning, the two perspectives of Hank and Manny get closer together, and they start to have the same voice. And to me, it was like really clear that it's the same person talking from both. Okay. So in that sense, it's not as depressing, because it's like, yes, Hank's on the island, but he falls in love with himself and gets that clean conscience with his dad too.
Gotcha.
So it's just basically acceptance on his deathbed.
Okay,
that's that was
also, it's still really
okay.
What's up, guys? We're back. Sorry about that.
I'm gonna start just going into some weird facts, little tidbits, interesting things about this movie, because there's a lot. I mentioned earlier there was an interesting fact about the emotional impact of the script. You're gonna like this. This script made Quentin Tarantino cry. Just reading the script. He was one of the script analyzers at a Sundance script workshop, and he said he didn't understand it, but he teared up and was like, "Make this movie. It's great, but I don't know what's going on." So I thought that was awesome.
I'm just trying to think why that got to him.
What a dream to have Tarantino cry at one of your scripts, though.
Oh my god, yeah, that's like a. That's,
I didn't
yeah.
know he could cry.
Doesn't seem like the crying type. Yeah, I just watched Django Unchained, and I don't know why he put himself into it.
Oh, I kind of love that though. Like putting yourself as not a sympathetic character at all. That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh yeah, but I was just so confused why it was Australian, and like the accent was just like not doing it for me.
I loved it because it's just so.
Oh.
He's not trying to. He's breaking the fourth wall completely. Like he just doesn't care. It's Quentin Tarantino. He makes movies about movies.
Yes. But yeah, come on.
We have more conflict in this. We're gonna
Yeah.
get through it.
I don't know if I can agree with that.
How many credited actors do you think are in this film?
I just want to say the three that were, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, of course, because
Yeah.
praise be unto her. But I mean, beyond that, you're saying credit? Do you mean like the specific name listed, or are you talking about literally people who are listed, like bodyguard number 1 was like so and so, or like paramedic number 2 was
even
those two. 9.
It's 10. Nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Which is kind of crazy. I was trying to think about films with fewer than that. Castaway, probably. Saw, maybe. Yeah.
I want to say, well, there's the
Did they
sections
cut
that
away
they have
from
the
Saw?
family.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'll think about that one.
Yeah.
I
love Saw.
Here's some quotes. Again, I think this movie is quite well written. Some really good dialogue, most of which I love a lot.
Oh yeah, it was fun dialogue. Yeah,
fun.
It was just fun. It wasn't good.
Yeah,
yeah, fun and good and well written and whatever.
This is a quote from Manny.
Okay.
But maybe everyone's a little bit ugly. Yeah, maybe we're all just ugly, dying sacks of shit. And maybe all it takes is one person to just be okay with that.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes you think. I like that.
No, I forgot about all the the coming to terms with like social rejection and like social like status. I don't know.
Another classic one that we touched on. Manny, I think your penis is guiding us home. Which we need to find a way to work that into just common conversation
generally.
Yes.
You have to take off a button for that.
You're right. How is that a casual phrase you can say that can apply to different situations?
Oh God, I don't know. It's one of those things that's not written especially well, but it's written perfectly.
Oh, I think it's very good.
Like I don't mean to say that it's not written well. I just mean to say that it's
that's
not,
how you came across though.
It's not written well. I mean, it's just so blatantly stated.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it's just so like,
and it's coming from a childlike corpse.
Yeah. Well, no, it's coming from Paul Dano. It's Manny. I think you're. What is the quote?
No, it's Manny. Manny's talking.
Oh.
But maybe everyone's a little bit ugly.
No, it's Hank talking.
Daniel Radcliffe. I think. Oh, I was talking about the. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about the.
Okay.
The line we were talking about.
That's really quick.
Yeah,
it's almost like I wanted it to happen. It's weird.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. Okay. So any other comments on the scenes you like, the performances? We didn't really talk about the performances a lot. I think they're both fantastic, personally.
Oh yeah, no, it was there's never a moment where I thought either one was detracting from what could have been. If that makes sense.
It must have been so much fun to do. Also,
like, oh my God,
that movie was a blast.
Well, I felt a little bit bad for I don't entirely understand how makeup works, but I can't imagine that Daniel Radcliffe didn't spend at least an hour a day getting into the full get up.
Yeah.
Not to mention the lack of stimulation, having to pretend to be a dead body and only moving in weird, like, sporadic ways. Like, I don't know. That couldn't have been super easy on the body, but like the dialogue and all that was definitely like
his weird like vacant grin when he's
Not to mention, having. Well, I'm sure they weren't zoomed into his crotch, but all the shots with the penis compass.
Yeah, and that
couldn't have been comfortable.
Yeah, that's true. And his penis was actually Andy Serkis in a mocap suit. A lot of people didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
I see it. Wait, yeah, the
Right?
movement is
Yeah,
actually,
it's
yeah.
really Gollum-esque when you really get down to it. So that's a good get for them.
But yeah, no, I think I don't remember any other specific scenes. It was the kind of thing where like it just kind of got to a point with me where it was like I expected every scene to be memorable, so I didn't compartmentalize anyone in particular. It was just kind of like, you know, here's a weird movie, I'll remember it as a whole rather than for some, you know, crazy. There wasn't like a scene from it, I would say.
Well, and you mentioned it. They're pretty open about that. It's kind of like a movie montage.
Oh,
and there's multiple montages. There's the song that's called Montage.
Yes.
So that's definitely a plot device, but it also just lets it look really good for a lot of it because they can just stage their short set pieces. For me, like the best part was all the whimsical constructions and like places that Hank's constructing for Manny. Like I think there's a bar, a cafe, a bus. I think that's just so fun.
Oh, it totally like I didn't. Not like a traditional. Like none of it was expected. I would say. Like I didn't expect the giant set pieces to be made out of trash and cardboard, but they were, and it was great. But
and it was shot beautifully.
Oh yeah, we commented on that while we were watching it. It's just like there's so many shots where it's just, you know, like one of those like indie shots where it's just, you know, like you expect to take a screenshot. That's like somebody's, you know, background for their computer.
That was super Spike Jonze, Terrence Malick-y. Yeah, just good job, Daniels. Well, or the DP. I don't know who it was.
Depends.
Can I jump into the music, Grayson?
Please jump into the music.
I think I'm going to jump into the music.
Okay. I have a fun fact regarding that because I just doing my little synopsis research accidentally happened upon that. The fun fact.
Give me it right now.
I was going to use it when I was, you know, okay, so I could prove you wrong on something.
But... Sure. I'm sure that'll happen. I actually will. Okay. When I watched this movie with you, I was like, this is a cool, good, unique soundtrack. Upon rewatching, re-listening to the soundtrack, I think this is an elite soundtrack. Legitimately elite.
I've listened to the soundtrack before I watched the movie.
I've listened to some of the tracks, not the whole thing. Since we watched it, I think I've listened all the way through like 4 times. And I'm a big fan for a whole lot of reasons. I think my favorite thing, I was thinking about it. I'm not sure. I'm sure other films have done this where they're like self-aware about the soundtrack and tie it directly to the context of the film and make it like a plot device in the film. But I haven't done it as good as this movie, where it's literally a cappella from Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe leading into the tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And vice versa.
Oh, that was so cool.
And it's such a good idea because soundtracks are a weird thing. Like everything else in the movie is
non-diegetic.
Yeah, you can experience the scenes in a movie realistically, but the soundtrack isn't going to be there.
Is it diegetic or non-diegetic? I think it's non-diegetic.
You're making up words for me.
Okay. It's like the things that come from the actual thing that's happening or things that only the viewer can experience. But
that's so smart to just be like, yeah, this is weird, but we're acknowledging it in the universe, and it is happening in the universe.
Yeah, totally. And also like, just like with what you can do by just like taking really small like segments of like an audio, you know, chunk or whatever, you can make like, you know, an entire drum set from like somebody just speaking a sentence. Like, you know, there's already ways to do that. It's just no one tries to incorporate it as seamlessly as they did, I would say.
Right. So it's Andy Hull and Robert McDowell, which did this score together. And I'd say 3/4 of the tracks feature Paul Dano and or Daniel Radcliffe on vocals. There's some that don't, but they're in almost every song.
Gotcha.
Vocals, and they kill it. They do a great job.
Yes. Although a lot of it is just repeated phrases, but
I don't care. It's still great vocal performances from actors.
I was going to mention earlier, when you mentioned the seamless incorporation of the soundtrack into the scenes. This is where I was going to bring in my fun fact to prove you wrong, or to actually corroborate. But they'd written the soundtrack for the film before it was shot, and they played the soundtrack on the set.
Love that.
And so the actors, which is just not something you ever or like, you know, because it messes up the audio if you play it too loud. But like if you have it, it's still something that helps the,
That's
the
so
actors.
cool.
But
I love that.
yeah, so like it definitely really helps to be able to like punctuate
Yeah.
the specific moments, knowing when the audio is going to come in like that. So
That's very interesting because that's what I'm trying to do with the movie I'm writing. I'm doing the soundtrack first.
yeah, but yeah, you're doing it way before you're supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm writing the scenes as I go, but like I think it's an
Yeah.
interesting way for people like us who really geek out about soundtracks and think they're important. It's a fun way to do things.
Yeah, go listen to more soundtracks, please.
Please, this movie's 2016. I was looking at other soundtracks from 2016, and in my opinion, very stacked year. We have this, yeah, Swiss Army Man,
Good.
Moonlight,
Swiss Army.
Fratello, yeah, great. Arrival, great soundtrack.
Yes.
Yeah,
we've talked about that.
And
there's some scandal I learned about Bertal the other day.
Oh no.
Forget what it was.
Don't tell me live or else.
Yeah.
It's gonna go downhill.
Save the mental breakup for later.
And La La Land, which I don't even care. I still adore that. You can hate on it. I love that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Love
that wasn't Bertal too, wasn't?
No,
that was Hurwitz. Yeah.
Hurwitz is amazing.
Hurwitz is pretty good. He saved jazz with that soundtrack, as it turns out.
Did.
No one liked jazz before that movie, but now people do again.
It's hit.
for all the wrong reasons.
Thank you, Damien Chazelle.
Yeah. That is. I forgot Arrival came out in 2016.
Yeah.
My one of my screenwriting professors took a big fat shit on that, and I was really sad.
Okay.
Like it was the first day of class, and we all went in, and he was like, okay, let's just introduce ourselves, name, major, and like favorite movie, and then he proceeded to shit on everyone's movies, but like
why?
Except for like two specific ones, but it was like almost arbitrary. He didn't like the twist. He thought it was too obvious. Coming from a screenwriter professor, I don't know what you're expecting. But he's a very opinionated, but also a very like talented screenwriter, I would say. Like he knows the rules, he just sticks by them too hard.
This is
at times
a great book called Exhalation by Ted Chiang. Ted Chiang wrote the short story that Arrival is based on, called Stories of Your Life and Others. Highly recommended. So there you go.
Ted Chiang.
Yeah.
Chiang.
He's amazing. Look, Obama reads him.
That's a good quote to put on the back here. That's a front page or a front cover quote.
I was gonna say that. You didn't do it. Colson Whitehead got on the front cover, and Barack Obama.
It's probably some like literary snob that everyone respects or something.
But still, I'm putting Obama front and center.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Bigger than the title.
Bigger than my own name. I would rather put Barack Obama, make it seem like he was the author.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll be a ghostwriter.
That is a tough year to compete. But to be fair, Nicholas Bertal has only made good soundtracks. That's probably not true, but he's released a movie in the last 4 years. He earned a movie for each of the last 4 years. So.
Mm-hmm. He knows what he's good at, and he's really good at it. Okay, back to music. You mentioned earlier the lyrics, which again tie into the self-referential nature of this soundtrack.
Yeah.
They're literally just talking about what's happening in the movie, and it's amazing.
But not like noticeably so. Like if you listen to it, you can hear it. But like when I was watching, I wasn't paying attention to the words.
Right. But when I read this, I'm like, holy shit! How did I not notice that?
Mm-hmm.
So let me just give you. I don't remember what track this is from because there's like 3 or 4 that sound fairly similar. Oh, another thing. This is a high thought I had. You could take
high thought segment.
You could take 5 tracks from the soundtrack and release it as a Perfume Genius project, and I will gather.
The audio, the pitch of the voices are just very.
Paul Dano sounds like a Walmart
Perfume Genius.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing, when I first heard it, I thought of the band Sigur Rós. It's an Icelandic band. Jónsi is their frontman. Totally had a similar harmonization style. And when I looked up these artists on Spotify, the first result was Alex Summers, the husband of Jónsi, and also a very similar artist. So I was like, Damn.
A little connection there. That's fun.
I think
So shout out Iceland for our musical artists.
Oh my god. Yeah. Johan Johansson, rest in peace.
What is it? Fjord? What's her name?
Yeah. Hildur Gullbluflund.
Yes.
The Joker.
Not Monsters and Men. What is that?
Beyonce.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Monsters and Men are fine. That was just my junior high school and high
Yeah.
school band that I had to eventually come to terms with. Not
but like, there's definitely shades of that in this soundtrack. I literally think the soundtrack was like made for us.
Ice.
It has.
I thought you were gonna say for Iceland.
I think the soundtrack was made for ISIS when you really get down to it.
Really?
No, it has the, like I said, the Yonsei harmonization, maybe in like some Beach Boys style, but also like the folk, Americana. Just so nice. It sounds great to listen to. I did a crossword in record time listening to this soundtrack, and that's how I measure
Okay, that's
any musical
stimulating the mental. That was a good study soundtrack. That's what this is.
Yeah, it's very good.
Total
Okay, I
soundtrack
believe
song.
this is the track Montage. Here's some lyrics.
Mhm.
Woo! Pop popcorn. Ah, da da da. Montage. Oh, dum dum dum. Now we killed a raccoon. We are using your body like it's a machine gun. Now we were shooting some fish. Our friendship is blossoming. Let's eat the stuff we killed. Now we started a fire. I have to admit, I'm enjoying your company. Are we falling in love? All we ever needed is a montage. I'm hanging from vines and I'm dancing.
Oh my
Da
god.
da 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 dancing. Woo, true friendship. Montage, 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 montage. All we ever needed is a montage. Isn't that crazy?
That came in the first half of the movie, I'm pretty sure, too.
Yeah.
Like that
Towards the middle, but yeah,
it kind of
you're right.
spoils, or not spoils, but just there's so much there.
And
It's
even
really funny.
Yeah, even
Oh
like
my God.
the purely nonsense acapella, they always just try to be like goofy with it. So like one song is just made up of diddlies and dongs. It's like diddly dong dong dong.
Diddly dong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Also, I'm fucking crazy. Maybe just maybe I'll make it alone. Rescued. I thought I was rescued, but you're just a dead dude, and I'm gonna die. Wow, there's got to be a better way to get out of here. Where did you come from? That's the whole song.
Very folky. Yeah.
It is.
Oh god.
And I have to let me get the names right again.
Yeah, people talk about dialogue, but they don't talk about dialogue and score.
Lyrics and scores. Yeah, that's a tough thing to focus
Because
on.
there's not really any lyrics in many scores. But
Yeah, I mean, it's less movies are using actual songs.
yeah.
I feel like Scorsese does it a lot. Andy Hole and Robert McDowell, just big shout out. The way you mix and harmonize with performances.
Actually,
Elite
the mix
soundtrack.
and harmonization was kind of ass, but pretty much every other feature of the production was pretty good.
Okay.
And
I'm fine with that.
I
I'm fine
don't
with
like
disagreeing
the
with
fact
you.
that you inspired any amount of passion in Colin. That's the thing I hated most about it.
That's fair. Anything that brings me joy
Yeah.
unequivocally brings you pain.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
something like that. Yeah.
No, it's legitimately like my new soundtrack. I feel like every 6
Your-
months or so, I get into one soundtrack and listen all the time.
Really?
And this is going to become that. Yeah.
Congrats.
I know it's
I'm
big.
glad you found it.
And well,
Legitimately, that's not being passive aggressive. I'm glad you found it, Colin.
you're
That's really
lying in your
great.
eyes, and I can see it. You never said something sincere in your entire life
That's true. I've stopped feeling emotion after senior year.
after the crash.
I don't say that.
I'm sorry, we'll edit this out. I like ominous accidents.
Yeah, the crash, the stock market crash. What were you thinking? Degenerate minds.
Crash, the Best Picture winner of like 2003, starring Don Cheadle, that
Mhm.
no one has seen.
It's true.
I saw the first 10 minutes. It was boring.
There's so many movies about cars that I haven't seen, or that are indie movies or
That movie's
something like
barely
that.
about cars.
Oh, okay. Actually, I don't know anything about it, but
Cars 2, Cars 3.
yeah. Well, those are just big indie hits.
Mm-hmm. Huge indie hits. How do you get Owen Wilson 3 times for indie hits? That's nuts.
That's true. I guess it did have him, so it is an indie film.
I'm sure he's really
Cars is going to be our next episode. Actually, sorry, Planes is going to be our next
Planes.
episode.
Did they make a second Planes? Like the Fire and
I
Rescue?
swear they did. Yeah. And then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles came out after that.
Same universe.
Same
Wow,
cinematic
that would be
universe.
nuts.
Everyone's making a cinematic universe these days. My movies are going to be unique for not having a part of a cinematic universe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of my overall thoughts. Again, I don't think this movie was perfect. I think it probably could have been a little bit shorter.
Mhm.
And I liked the ending, but I'm not sure exactly what they were saying with it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Maybe like it's okay that I don't understand what they're going for, but just for me personally,
Yeah.
it didn't totally hit. But I still love the movie. I really did.
Yeah. It's always tough. I think where we differ as movie adjudicators
Is our
one might say,
intelligence.
is our intelligence. One of us is significantly lower now. I generally hate, even like months after watching a movie, hate trying to like give it a rating or saying like what could have been improved. Like I think there's total value to those things, and like to become like better at like filmmaking, that's necessary. But like I just prefer to say like it worked or it didn't, or like, you know, the theme was good. I felt like it could have been better, or like, you know, more implemented in the movie. But like for this one, I thought it was really weird, but it ended up working. And that like when I left, I was both happy. Or like when I left the couch, I was both happy that I'd seen it, and like it's definitely stuck with me. Like the whole message about like, you know, social norms and stuff, and like the absurdity,
Yeah,
and
totally.
like, you know, not it's not like criticizing being shy, but it's like telling people why you don't need to worry as much, or like
Accept your
accept your weirdness,
Yeah.
which, you know, tied in perfectly to the weirdness of the film. And I thought it was all like connected enough where I left it without hating anything, if that makes sense.
Good. Yeah, that's
And like so nothing bothered me. So I wouldn't say there was anything that needed to be changed. I would just say that there are things that could have been perfected more.
Oh, I for sure didn't walk out of being like, oh, I'm grumpy about that ending.
Sure.
I really enjoyed it, but I think like I want to try to find some stuff,
Gotcha.
or else I'm just gonna like every movie.
We can't do that.
We can't do that.
God help us if we like all the movies we see.
Is it a positive podcast?
Oh, yeah. People don't want that. You come to Indie Darlings for the cold hard facts.
Listen, there's a lot of terrible indie movies. We can hit some good stuff.
Yeah, you know, my film critic, like who I aspire to be, is none other than Derek Bang. The legendary Davis.
You don't have to say it. They all know it.
You know who
Derek
Bang is.
Bang.
If you look up Derek Bang, all caps exclamation mark, that's his legal name. It has been changed to that.
But I would caution against that search, maybe.
Just make sure safe search is on moderate or better.
Yeah, and unless you're looking for something else, and that's fine. We support that.
There's got to be someone named Derek Bang in the porn industry. Also, this is the second consecutive time that we mentioned porn in the. Well, I guess it's a film podcast. But there's no way we can't mention porn. It's kind of an essential. It's more profitable than indie films.
That's the center square on the Indie Darlings bingo card. Porn reference.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even talk about homoeroticism. This movie's super gay in a great way.
Yeah.
It's like it's awesome.
Oh, best kind of, yeah.
It's like
best kind of gay.
Auto gay, because it's like kind of himself that he's talking to in a way, which is cool. Like I love movies with themes of self-love.
Yeah, it's self-love. Self-love definitely comes first, and then it's also a bit of gay. And a bit of gay is a good name for something.
Cross-dressing, awesome.
Cross-dressing was great. But yeah, it's like loving yourself. Is that gay? It's a great question, and I think that's a question we will leave you to ponder until our next episode.